Good morning. Today is the start of Module 6, and I just wanted to take a moment and talk a little bit in general about the topics that we are studying in this course. Sometimes when courses are divided, as they probably need to be, into excuse me, individual topics, you can lose sight of how they all need to connect with one another. I think the textbook does a darn good job of making that somewhat clear. But I thought I'd just take 3 or 4 minutes and describe to you my experience and how all these things connect. And this goes back to my 5 years at EMC Corporation. When I joined them, they were tiny, and when I left them 5 years later, they were a very large and thriving company. So we had the opportunity to create most of the HR systems from the ground up. So the first decision that we needed to make was to go with a competency model approach. And as you well know, competency models are the connector between all of the other processes that HR uses. So the way I like to think about it is uh, what I call the life cycle of an employee. So HR begins to connect and be involved. Right from the recruiting stages, uh, and once you use that competency model and you build behavioral interviewing questions around it to determine whether or not the person has uh, the right material, both culturally and experience and education and practice and so forth. That's a great step. So so first of all, you have to bring in the employee, and HR is heavily involved in that process. And then once the employee kind of comes in to the organization, much of HR backs off a little bit. It becomes more the manager's job. However, if the manager and HR are working, closely together, the manager is informally watching the workers to make sure that the new workers to see if they need any additional training or any additional help in some way. And of course, then HR needs to make sure that there are courses associated with the competencies and the skills that they might need. And then finally a year down the line comes, and it's performance management time. Once again, in the performance management realm, if you use as your performance assessment tool, essentially the competency models, and you use all the behavioral indicators for each competency, and you simply turn that into a an assessment line, if you will, and then you use a 360, and this is all computerized these days. And when the report comes back, you can see every competency, every behavioral indicator associated with every competency, and what the peer group thought, what the colleagues thought, what the superior thought, what the person themselves think, and it's just a ton of rich information that a performance assessment done with a competency-based 360 can give you. At that point in time, even if training had not been done earlier, it's that point in time that the manager and HR can say, here's the deal. You're a little bit low in this area, and look at we have a course to send you to. And that's what I did for a very long time. Besides making the competency models, designing them, developing them, and implementing them, then I also began uh, developing a series of methods to improve on each one of those uh, items in case somebody needs training. Now, naturally, the training could be online training, the training could be a course, the training could be reading a book, You know, the training could be attending a meeting. The training could be taking a trip with your boss. You know, so a catalog of remedies and ways to improve have to be attached to everything. And then, you know, as we follow the person down through their career path, you know, then at some point in time we talk about succession planning, especially at the higher levels of the organization. This person has been a good individual contributor. They made him a supervisor. They made him a manager. They made him a director. And now we're talking about a serious job, you know, in the C-suite. Um, and once again, those behavioral indicators uh, can be used to help identify the high potential people, as they're often called in the organization. So, you know, if you think about it, HR is involved from you know, from the front end of the person's career to the tail end of somebody's career, unified by a competency model with all of the connections necessary and apparent. It's a very, very powerful tool. Hope you're enjoying the course. I'm having a great time with you guys. Great discussions, great discussions. Keep up the good work, and it will be over soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.